What's up, decoders with a K? Welcome back to the channel. This is Cody with a K, and just wanted to talk about a lot of little events that are happening that are right now that are tied to this transition period that we are in here in our world. A lot of interesting things happening, very strange energy that I feel throughout the world right now. And anyways, for any of you newbies, I just want to introduce how this channel works. This channel is all about gematria. It's the method or the practice of coding or decoding words into number values. That's using very simple ciphers where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way up to Z is 26. And then you just add your words up and you get values, and then you're able to take these words and see how these secret societies, like Society of Jesus, the Skull and Bones, use these numbers in the news every day to basically give away their agenda, but yet no one seems to bat an eye about it. So, but also there is a higher matrix code that I truly believe in that's actually running even above these people. So you could call that God, you could call that what you want, but there's something more going on here. But anyways, I want to talk about the whole Cincinnati thing. We all know that the Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl this year on the 13th of February, and, well, they lost. And everyone thought they were going to win because it was the year of the Tiger, and, obviously the Bengals are Tigers. And, however, the Tiger was sacrificed to the Ram, and that was ultimately a big Jewish ritual because, the ram horn and the ram, the sacrifice, the tiger to the ram, it was just such a ritual. And then, so they lose in the Super Bowl. And then you have the Cincinnati Reds, which is the baseball team of Cincinnati. And they start their season, as you guys can see here, they start their season with a 3-22 record. And this is not normal, guys. Teams don't start this badly. And it just is horrible. I mean, to only win 3 games out of 25 is just amazing to me, and it's all for a reason. That's because we all know that the Skull and Bones, the secret society out of Yale, their number, just look it up, is the Brotherhood of Death, and their number is 322. And so they start the season 322. And I'm going to tie this in with the Queen, guys, because I believe her death is imminent. I believe that all these rituals that have been happening, remember, we're celebrating her 70-year reign this year, and the reason that Cincinnati is tied to this is because Cincinnati is known as the Queen City. So it doesn't take too much to understand that because the city is known as the Queen City, then the Queen is automatically relevant to this ritual. So, anyways, they start 3-22, and just a couple months after the Bengals lost in the Super Bowl to the Rams, and not only that, guys, but at the bottom here, you guys can see that they're outscored 151-60. And I'm going to show you, as we get into the gematria, which is the coding that I told you about, I'm going to show you how the 151 is just all over the place. And there's a reason why they said that it's 151, okay? So the 322 and the 151, the two most important numbers in this whole video right now. But, so anyways, let's move on. Remember, it's the Queen City, okay? So down here at the bottom, guys, you can see the Skull and Bones logo with the skull and crossbones and the number 322 below it. This is their actual picture. This is they're based out of Yale. Many former presidents, part of Skull and Bones. And just ultimately another one of these secret societies that rule over us, and they mock us with their news, and we can decode it. So, the Reds start 3-22, Skull and Bones is 322, pretty easy to see. You got the Queen City here in the top part, guys, just showing you guys that Cincinnati is clearly known as the Queen City, which automatically ties them to the Queen and this whole ritual. Also notice at the top, guys, the metro population of Cincinnati is 223, like reverse 322. And the area code for Cincinnati is 513, which is exactly why I want to bring up the date 513, which is May 13th. And moving on to the Reds, they're going to be playing on the 13th. They're also playing tonight, which is the night that they have their current record is 322, and they're going to be playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, they're also going to be playing the Pittsburgh Pirates on May 13th, which is the date I'm going to talk about here. But why the Pirates, guys? Well, this is a perfect time for them to be playing the Pirates because they're 3-22, and they're playing the Pirates. And pirates are also known for the flags with the skull and the crossing swords, just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers logo is a very skull and bones type logo, only it has swords crossing instead of bones. So again, we're talking about pirates, and it's all the skull and bones, and they just happen to be facing the pirates on skull when they have a record that is related to Skull and Bones Secret Society. And again, guys, they will be playing the Pirates again on May 13th and the 12th. So I don't know exactly what days the Queen's going to meet. I have May in mind, but I also have September. I'm not going to talk a lot about September here, but just know that May is what we are currently in, so I just want to focus on May. If it doesn't happen in May, I really believe it will happen in September, possibly. Could happen in June also, but September and May are my two most prominent months. And so anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about May 13th. Why is the date big? Well, not only is it the 133rd day of the year, guys, and in many of my other videos I talked about the number 133. Nazi Germany equals 133, and we just had what would be Adolf Hitler's 133rd birthday. Okay, and Hitler is very tied to the Queen because Hitler was born only one day before the Queen. Not actually one day. His birthday is April 20th, and the Queen's birthday is April 21st. They weren't born in the same year, but their birthdays are one day apart. And again, Hitler if he was still alive, he would have just turned 133 years old. So, now the other number I want you to focus on is the 232 days left in the year on that day. And that day, is having 232 days left is going to be a perfect segue into this stuff, because here's your first dose of gematria. Now, I want you to focus on Operation London Bridge. Remember, I just told you that May 13th is the day leaving 232 days in the year. And if you see down here at the bottom, this Operation London Bridge and Operation Springtide are the two operations that are supposed to take place as plans of action for when the Queen dies. I've talked about these in my prior videos, so I'm not going to extensively talk about them here, but I just want you guys to know exactly what I mean when I talk about Operation London Bridge. So Operation London Bridge has a 232, just like May 13th is the day leaving 232 in the year, so it would be a really interesting day for that operation to happen, right? So also notice that the other operation, called Operation Springtide, is a direct match in two ciphers to the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is the team that they will be the Cincinnati Reds, the Queen City, will be playing on May 13th. So not only do you have May 13th day leaving 232 days in the year, like Operation London Bridge is 232, you also have the team that the Queen City will be playing on that day, the Pittsburgh Pirates, a direct match in two ciphers to Operation Springtide. Also notice that Pirates is 88, just like Elizabeth. The Queen's name is 88. I've talked a lot about the 88 in my prior videos. Now, I want to talk about a couple different subjects. Here's just to build the narrative of how all these subjects are tied together. The first is Valentine's Day. This article was posted on Valentine's Day, and it was talking about how the Queen was sad because her husband had passed away. He passed away on April 9th last year at 99 years old, and he passed away, and this Valentine's Day, on the 14th of February this year, this article was posted about how the Queen was Queen heartbreak as monarch set to miss thoughtful gesture from Prince Philip. So I'm going to show you how Queen heartbreak is tied to Valentine's Day, how it's tied to the death of a guy, it's in the news right now. I'm going to show you in a minute, and how it's also tied to, the other things that I'm going to mention here. But just think about Valentine's Day, guys. I'm going to show you how important this holiday is and why this Valentine's Day thing is important right now. So, but before I get to that, I want to bring a few other people into this. The first person I want to bring into this is Ashley Elizabeth Fleer, which is the real name of the wrestler, the WWE wrestler, Charlotte Flair. Now, what's interesting about her, guys, is that her name is Charlotte Flair, right? And her middle name is Elizabeth, just like Queen Elizabeth, right? But not only that, guys, in WWE, Charlotte Flair's nickname is the Queen, so she goes by the Queen Charlotte Flair. So you not only do she have the same middle name, or she has the same middle name as the Queen's first name, but she also has the nickname the Queen. So again, this character was obviously created. You know, WWE creates their characters, guys. They create their characters. Just think about that for a second. For any of you guys who are skeptical about how this is all rigged, WWE creates their characters. So they created this Charlotte Flair character specifically for a reason, okay? And they gave her the nickname the Queen for a reason. Now, notice she was born in Charlotte, her name is Charlotte, and the Queen's great-granddaughter's name is Charlotte. Okay, so not only does she have the middle name that's the same as the Queen's first name, but she has the same first name as the Queen's great-granddaughter. All right, and she's nicknamed the Queen. So now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because in 3 days, on the 8th of May, Charlotte Flair will be in a wrestling match at WrestleMania Backlash that's called an I Quit match, which just means that the match is only ending when one of the two participants says, I quit. And she will be facing Ronda Rousey, and this article says right here, will Ronda Rousey make Charlotte Flair say, I quit? And I believe that it's very clear that if Charlotte Flair says, I quit in this match, this will signal that the Queen's demise is very close, or at least the announcement of her demise is very close. So, again, how is this any more symbolic that this match is happening right around this very time that I think the Queen could go? All right, and again, Charlotte Flair clearly tied to the Queen. Now, I want to bring in another thing here because we have Charlotte's Web. Now, Charlotte's Web was a book that was released on October 15th, 1952, and this happens to be the same year that the Queen became queen. She became queen on February 6th, 1952, and this Charlotte's Web book was released 36 weeks later on October 15th, 1952. So again, it was released the same year as the Queen became queen. Okay, there's your direct correlation there, but I'm going to show you more. Now remember, the Queen's great-granddaughter is named Charlotte, and the wrestler that's modeled after the Queen is named Charlotte. So now you have Charlotte's Web. And here, just so you guys can see, this is the Princess Charlotte of Cambridge, who is the great-granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth, and notice that she has the middle name Elizabeth, just like her great-grandmother is named Elizabeth, and just like the wrestler, Charlotte Flair's middle name is Elizabeth. Okay, so one more thing before I get to gematria, guys. In the news right now, there's a YouTuber named Kevin Samuels, who passed away apparently. Some say he hasn't. Again, this is all just a ritual, guys. It doesn't matter if he died or not. This is all just a ritual. And the reason I'm bringing up this guy is because I just talked about Valentine's Day. And this guy, Kevin Samuels, as you guys can see here, was in a video with the rapper Future just a few days before this year's Valentine's Day. And the song was called Worst Day. And the very first lyrics of the song, guys, is Valentine's is the worst day. That is the very first lyrics of that song, if you go look them up. And now this guy's in the news as he's died after being on this video with the rapper Future. And the song was about Valentine's Day. And I'm going to show you why this matters with the gematria. So let's bring all this together. So the first thing is, guys, just look at the 151s. There's a lot of, you can notice that Valentine's Day and Charlotte's Web have a direct match in all ciphers. But just look at this, guys. Valentine's Day is 151. Okay? And what did I tell you the Cincinnati Reds were outscored by in their first 25 games? They were outscored in their first 25 games by a score of 151 to 60. Okay, so again, the Queen City, You have Charlotte's Web, which came out the same year the Queen became Queen. It equals 151. You have Kevin Samuels, who's in the news as having died today, and he equals 151. And his song that he was in was about Valentine's Day, and he matches Valentine's Day. And then you had the article that was released on Valentine's Day about how the Queen was heartbreak for not having her husband this year. And that equals 151. So you really only have one number you need here. Remember, guys, Jesus Christ equals 151. The Great Reset, the Great World Economic Forum thing the Great Reset, most people know about this, that equals 151. Okay, so the Great Reset, they're foreshadowing this Great Reset, and the Queen's death is a big part of that reset. So, anyways, guys, Elizabeth also matches Kevin Samuels in a full reduction cipher with a 43. And just to further talk about the Queen Charlotte Flair, the wrestler, she just happens to match Queen Elizabeth II if you type it out in both ciphers with a 243 and a 108. So you have all these things tied together so clearly and so easy to see. I don't even have to say much more to you about how the gematria speaks for itself. Okay, so now let's talk about President Biden for a minute, because he just happens to be in Cincinnati today, and I'm from Ohio, guys, and right now in Ohio we're getting a ton of rain, like so much rain, guys, that it's ridiculous. And Biden's here in the middle of this rain, and he's visiting Cincinnati on this very day that the Cincinnati Reds have a record of 3-22, and Joe Biden got his vaccine at exactly 3:22 p.m. Again, skull and bones number, all tied together. And the last thing I want to bring up, guys, is the I Quit match with Charlotte Flair and Valentine's Day and the Book of Revelations, which is exactly what we're playing out right now. Notice that in all four ciphers, almost all four ciphers, each one of these things is almost a direct match. You have Valentine's. Remember, the song that Kevin Samuels was on that was about Valentine's Day, the first lyric is, Valentine's Day is the worst day. Or it says Valentine's is the worst day, and Valentine's equals 121, 149, and 59, just like I Quit match, which Charlotte Flair is about to be in, and Revelation equals 121, 149, and 59, just like the other two. And again, it's so rigged, guys. And at this point, we just gotta be aware. So just watch out for the next weeks. All of May could be big, but just I'm just continuing to point out all these synchronicities with the Queen. And I thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. Please like, comment, share, and if you'd like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Much love.